Yeah, when are you going to stop blighting the environment with this atrocity? My God, can't you see that it wants to die? Let it go.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
So, Jon Favreau has become an object of chasing the algorithm. There isn't a big YouTuber, WDW Pro, Doomcock, etc., who have not actually created stories out of whole cloth about Jon Favreau leaving Lucasfilm after fighting with Dave Filoni, after fighting with Kathleen Kennedy, yada, yada, yada. In fact, when you look at the video views, which is the only thing that really counts, by the way, on YouTube, it's very startling, and I'm going to give you some numbers. So 3 years ago, you see videos saying Jon Favreau's plans for Gina Carano. That was 3 years ago. And now you've got Jon Favreau quits Star Wars. And you look at the algorithm and the views. Goes from about, I'd say, close to 200,000 views to the last one is 74,000 views. Okay. People are starting to see the bullshit. And people are starting not to want to hear about it anymore. Okay? And this is the problem. This is like chasing an audience, okay, on linear television. Find out what they like and keep doing it till people get bored, okay? Or find out what makes them tune in. If it bleeds, it leads. And keep doing it until they wise up, okay? And I think right now, after looking at the views of different channels and how they've actually fallen off, it has occurred to me that people are starting to wise up. You can't have him leaving if he's making a movie and then producing another movie with Dave Filoni. Okay, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, yet, for their algorithm and the AdSense money, they're going to do this until people wise up. Now, 74,000 views is not going to get you as much money as 200,000 views. Okay, now imagine if they said, this is what we've been hearing from Cameron through Sparrow, that Kennedy bent the knee, blah, blah, blah. People would actually, I think, more than likely tune in more. Okay, we live in a world where there's a dearth of good news. And I'm going to say this. The lack of the happy warrior within the fandom menace, Doomcock, WDW Pro, who's a hack, Geeks and Gamers, Gary at Nerdrotic, etc., is starting to hurt them. The lack of objectivity is starting to hurt them. And you can see it in the algorithm, okay? To me, I would rather tell you what's really going on, give you my as good as educated guess as I could give you by using what Sparrow's told Kamran, and then looking at what we know in the public, okay? And, you know, I look at this as Favreau gone stuff, and I got to quote Fraser Crane, don't you see it wants to die, let it go.
In keeping with the trusty adage, starve a cold, disgust a fever.
That one just drew a pentagram on the floor and chanted, I summoned thee 3 times.
That's what all of Maris's friends think, too? All those country club snobs who would kill for a good piece of dirt on someone?
What are you talking about? If her family money didn't come from timber, where did it come from? Urinal cakes? I don't believe this. All these years, the doyenne of Seattle's elite, looking down her nose at everyone in sight. She owes it all to this. She's managed to have her urinal cake and eat it, too. Hello, Marta. Like to speak to Maris. Oh, why not? Ah. She's in the final level of her guru's serenity training, the week-long vow of silence. Day 6. No, Marta, that's all right. She doesn't have to come to the phone. Just give her this message. I've flushed out her family secret. Hello, Maris.
So, when I talk about chasing the algorithm helps Kennedy, it doesn't take a person who's well-read to see that the negativity coming out by chasing the algorithm, making up stories about Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni fighting, making up stories about Favreau being pissed off and leaving, since for the last 2 years is absolutely cynical, okay? You can't go from Favreau 1, which is the title of one video, to Favreau's quitting, and then rationalize it the way they do, was saying, well, he's quitting after he makes Mando and Grogu. That's 2 years. That's 2 years, fucko. Okay? That's not quitting. Quitting says, here's the movie, here's what we're doing, fuck you, I'm done, and walking away. Okay? Now, they'll sit there and say, well, his contract. Yes. So why are you saying he's quitting? You just, look, people are going to have to understand that when they say shit like that, the words, this nonsense will end, or I will burn the whole thing down, are coming true. And the person who said that was Kathleen Kennedy, everybody's nemesis. Okay? Now, the public stuff we know. She shows up at the Writers Guild with Tony Gilroy. We still don't have a start date for Andor. We'll probably get one Saturday, maybe, among other announcements like when Skeleton Crew, which interestingly enough has been getting a lot of play, at least with interviews with one of the actresses, Carrie Condon, who played Aetia's daughter, the sister of Octavian in Rome. But you're not hearing anything about Andor. I mean, Andor season 2, the final season. You're not hearing anything about the Rey movie officially. It's just, news reporters bothering Daisy Ridley with it. You're not going to get Stephen King is busy writing the script for Peaky Blinders, which is actually his genre. Okay, what you're getting is bullshit. And it feeds into the black pill narrative, and it helps Kennedy. Because if Favreau is successful, if George comes back and puts together a Jedi Academy series with Dave Filoni, and we don't see any hint of Kyle Ron, or it's a completely different version of Ben Solo, who maybe actually looks like Harrison Ford, and not like he'd been kicked in the face by 5 mules and a pig. The leftovers from a crow, a largemouth bass, and some retarded mule. Okay, if you get something that is not in keeping with the sequels, these guys won't have a leg to stand on. All right. Now, they also won't say, because they're not even looking anymore, that Pablo privated his public account, the one where he's got like 30,000, I think, fake followers, and he's not following anybody. Okay, it's been shut down for a month. Okay, so he's not coming back till mid-July. Interesting. Okay, now they could be, look, they could be setting us up, which would be something he would do, or because if past his prologue, he's quieting down his account on X for a reason. And every time he had to back off of Twitter, aka X, it was usually because he opened up his mouth and said something stupid and got everybody pissed off at him. Okay. All right. And him actually leaving would be a big indication Kennedy's out. Okay, because the only reason why he's still there is because of her. That's it. I don't think Jon Favreau would keep him around at all. All right. But that's just me. But these are the things we publicly know. Okay. They're not going to talk about that and how it's inconsistent with what they say. Okay. And while they're gleefully making money off of misery, they're going to be very upset at the good. Okay? They are. I mean, if they could revive Rian Johnson's trilogy still happening, they would do it. Okay? Why? It's content for the algorithm. That's it. And in this economy, I don't think people should be giving them money, in my opinion. They can if they want. I'm a capitalist, do what you want. But just remember, you're actually helping Kathleen Kennedy do what she said she would do in 2020. This nonsense will end, or I will burn it all down. Okay? Read your Machiavelli. Go get Cliff's Notes. Because that's what she did. Gina Carano wasn't the target when she got fired. Jon Favreau is. And was. Okay? This is Steph signing out. I'll see you around the galaxy.